All right, we are live. Welcome to Goddess Gang Live. I'm Jennifer McKay-Newton, founder of Define Me, and we've just started this. Hey, Kayla, welcome. How are you? Karen, there she is. Hi, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So good to see you. I'm so excited. This is our first Goddess Gang Live. We're going to be interviewing on this program and the other ones coming. We're going to be interviewing some of your favorite fragrance and beauty influencers and experts. This is so new. Hey guys. Cheryl, what's up? We love you, Cheryl. Okay, so again, I'm Jennifer McKay-Newton. I'm the founder of Define Me, and today is our very first Goddess Gang Live. We have an incredible first guest, and ironically, it's a guy. 99 bottle scents, there he is. Xavier. So I'm gonna patch Xavier in, and we're gonna get started here. So we're really excited. We're gonna have a fun time. And there he is. Xavier in. So excited to have him. He's at 99 bottled scents. There he is.
Hey, how's it going?
So good. So good to see you. I'm so excited because it's our first Goddess Gang Live, and we've got a god. You know
Very
what?
excited. Thank you for the opportunity. Super
Of
excited to be doing
course.
this.
We are huge fans, and we couldn't have asked for a better first guest. So
Thank you. That
so
means a lot.
excited. So I wanted to let everybody know just who you are. Your name is Javier with an X.
With an X. Yeah.
And from your lovely accent, you're from Puerto Rico, which is such a beautiful island and place. I haven't been there yet, but I want to go. And your Instagram is at 99 bottled scents. And
Yes.
so, yeah, so please, everyone, follow him. I wanted just to say we discovered you, I think it was in 2019. I know it was pre-COVID.
Yeah, it was pretty
And
cool.
yeah, and someone from our team was like, you got to check this guy out. He's really bringing it in terms of what you're saying about fragrance, your reviews. They're so thoughtful and so thorough and just very connected. And I was like, oh, I'm not sure. I mean, he's this guy with this beard, and he's what is he gonna love our, is he gonna like our stuff? I mean, we're more feminine, and we have more towards the female products, but we also have very gender mutual stuff as well. So I wasn't sure. And then also it's this guy's serious, what's he gonna say? So there's little nerves, but so we sent our products to you, and they were so well received, and so it was just such an honor for us to have you review our products, and we love the work that you do. So on that note, I want to ask you some questions because I think a lot of people are really curious about you. I mean, I consider you definitely a fragrance influencer, if you will. And over the past couple of years, I've seen your Instagram and your following grow amazingly. And so I wanted to ask, why fragrance? So what is it about fragrance that you just are so connected to?
Okay. So first, thank you so much for your words. I mean, they mean the world to me. Really appreciate it. This is a hobby that I love doing. So I really appreciate that. I think so I consider myself first a fragrance nerd. That's how I look at myself, and that's how I run my page, and that's how I think of my reviews. Is to try to not only give hey, whether or not this is good, but instead try to give you hey, these are the situations in which I would wear this. So every time I do a review, I don't just try it once in my skin and just do a review. I try it for 10, 15 times sometimes before I even get to a conclusion on whether or not I like a fragrance and how much I like it. So I really
Wow.
appreciate I really appreciate your words. As to why perfume, that's a great question. And for me, it comes to the aromatherapy fact of it. The fact is that for me, wearing perfume sort of changes my personality for good. When I wear, I feel more complete to start with, but also during the day, as the day gets stressful, I have a very stressful day job. As the day gets stressful, something that I actually do a lot is I do this a lot, and I smell a lot during the day, which is pretty funny because even people that I work with know that it's not weird. They're just like, it's something that X does. Um, and it just calms me, right? Like the fact that I'm wearing these fragrances calm me during the day. They help with my mood. So that's why my line is always wear it because it complements you, not for
Mm-hmm.
compliments. Because I believe that that's the reason why we wear perfume or cologne. Is because we're looking to have something extra in our lives, not necessarily because we want other people to think that we have something extra in our lives. So I think compliments are fine, but it's not the main reason why I wear them. And for me, it's all about having that thing during the day that helps me with my mood.
And there's so much truth behind that, because when you smell something, it goes through your olfactory sensors to your limbic system, which is the emotional center of your brain. So there is that direct connection
And for me,
to
it's
scent.
immediate, right? Like certain
Yeah.
fragrances just make me immediately happy, and I talk about that on some of my reviews.
Oh,
It's like I put them on, and I'm like, okay, now I'm happy. And it's very strange because I imagine like people reading that, they're like, really, like one perfume, like it does, right? Some of them are because they're associated with memories. Some of them are because they're just great fragrances, and they do that for me, and they're
oh,
creating those new memories.
that is amazing. I love that. And that's like what we're about as well, is exactly that. So I wanted to ask you, so why 99 bottled scents? Like, how did you get this idea? How are you inspired to actually take your love of fragrance into something that's, sharing it with everybody,
With the world.
with the world?
So the my love of France had been on since I always talk about this since '96 when I first tried Amen from Mugler. I tried it in Puerto Rico. It was the first gourmand fragrance that I ever tried in my life. I didn't write in Puerto Rico when I was growing up. It was all about the fougere. It was all about like those very manly scents.
Mm-hmm.
And suddenly I tried Amen from Mugler, and it completely changed me, right? It was like, this is very different. At the same time, it was the first fragrance that I bought because I wanted it, not because of what other people would think when smelling it. So, I mean, my obsession with fragrances as a personal thing has been going on since '96. Um, at one point, I kept on collecting, right, and for some reason, I started going into social media and started seeing that a lot of the reviews were very not very good, and it was all about like, yeah, this is good or this is great. I'm like, yeah, but I want to know more details, right? Like I as a nerd, I want to
Mm-hmm.
understand more details about the friends. So I,
Mm-hmm.
I started doing that. Then the collections kept on growing, and one thing that I realized fairly as I kept going, it was that I wasn't using all my fragrances, right? And instead, it was just this never-ending collection that kept on growing. And I was like, you know what? I want to use my fragrances 3 to 4 times a year at least. And that's how the 99 came to. It was like I want to find the 99 fragrances that I absolutely love, and I can't live without. Um, and that's what I'm going to keep as a collection. Every other fragrance that I try that I don't
Amazing.
necessarily, then I can get away, I can get rid of. So that's how it started. It was actually just a matter of saying like how much. Oh, sorry, my chair is like crazy. Um,
That's okay.
the
That's what happens when we're
the
live, right? So on that note, no pun intended, right? Um, so do you change it out? Like, do you have like, these are the 99 fragrances for 2021?
So that's something that I'm working on. I'm actually one of the things that I'm doing is that I'm curating that list of 99 because, as you can imagine, it has changed over time,
Yeah, I bet.
uh, and it changes also. Even fragrances that I thought would always be on my 99 are actually getting out of that list.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm curating that list, and I want to eventually get to a point in which I have a list that continues to get, it's a live list. It continues to get curated the more that I learn about fragrances, but I want to do it
Amazing.
for over time, not just for the year, not just for, but just over time. These are the 99 out of everything that I've tried that should be on this list.
That
Yeah.
is amazing. I also want to mention that to you guys that we're going to be sharing a special code that is connected directly to Javier, where you can use 15% off your Define Me order. And we're going to be doing a giveaway, which is going to be really, really, really cool. So I want to get to that, and we're going to share those details in a moment with you. And I wanted just to ask you, so you had reviewed, we had asked you like what your 3 favorite Define Me fragrances were. And you said they're the Ariel fragrance in our collaboration with Disney, which is this one here, yeah, the bottle. The Sophia Isabel, which is this one, and then the Kahana, which is this one. And I just wanted to ask you really quickly, your reviews were just so, like I said, well thought out and beautiful, and like I felt like you really got it, you know. And so as a founder, that was really exciting to me. So I just wanted to know if you could just touch on each one like for a little minute, and just tell people kind of the overall, so people that are watching can kind of understand what they smell like.
Can understand. Yeah, so let me start with this one. This was, Ariel was the first one that really caught my eye, right? Obviously the bottle is beautiful, and it has this beautiful texture, and the cap is beautiful. Everything about it, this bottle, I remember the first time that I saw it online, I was like, oh my God, that's gorgeous, right? Because when you think about fragrances that are like this, usually what you get is like, I always think of like the SpongeBob fragrance that is like this very silly fragrance that is like, it you know, it's not gonna smell great. It's gonna be like, it's very, So when I first saw that Ariel, I was like, oh my God, like this is actually something that I would actually give someone, but this is something that I would actually like to try, right? And what I like about Ariel for me is that it does remind me of the beach, but not because for me, there's a shortcut that some fragrances take in order to remind you of a beach, and that's that they want to smell like sunblock, right? If I smell like sunblock, then you'll be reminded of the beach. I don't agree with that, right? Like that, and as someone who's from Puerto Rico, I love the smell of coconut, but that's not how a beach smells like, right? A beach doesn't smell like coconut. What you put on your skin does. So Ariel doesn't do that, right? Like Ariel has that beautiful neroli on top. It has that beautiful bergamot on top, and then it has a little bit of sweetness, right? It has that edge of sweetness that I really like. So for me, is this beachy fragrance, but it's more about the feeling of the beach. It's more about the air, the quality of the air at the beach. It's more about that. So I love it, and I keep recommending it to people. And in fact, I took it with me on my last trip to Puerto Rico, and everyone who tried it loved it.
Amazing. That's amazing.
So that's something.
Well, that's amazing. I'm honored by that. Thank you so much. And
then
you were spot on. You know, we didn't want to have something that was too like, obviously, let's make it smell like coconuts in the beach, and it does have coconut, but not. It's not overwhelming.
It's not. Yeah. And even for people who don't really like coconut, you'll be okay with Ariel, because it's not about that coconut, right? But it is beach. Then the other one, Sophia Isabel, which I don't wear this one myself. I don't. Is in my opinion, is fairly feminine.
I understand.
But a nice story about this one that I think I've told during my review is that when I got Sophia Isabel, so I review a lot of fragrances, right? Which means that in my house at any given time, there could be 10, 15 boxes of fragrances. My wife smells them, usually just like says like, okay, go do your thing. When she tried Sophia Isabel, she immediately took the bottle, like immediately. Like immediately. It was
She's
one
like,
of those
it's mine.
Yeah, she was like, oh, this is mine. This is mine. And I remember that the first thing that she said was like, this smells better than Flower Bomb. And from Victor and Rolf,
Boom.
which is
That's
huge.
such a compliment. Yeah.
Which is
Thank you.
huge because that is one of my wife's favorite fragrances.
Wow.
So when she said that, I was like, "Oh, well, so this is. I need to really review this." And it's a beautiful fragrance. I can tell immediately when she's wearing it. I like the fruity that it has, but it's not a fruity fragrance, right? It's not just a fruity, because a fruity fragrance tends to be more of a child's fragrance if it's
Too
only
sweet.
fruity. It's too
Yeah,
sweet.
too
It can get a little bit boring after a while. No, this one also has the floral, which I really like, and I like the vanilla that it has because it's not dominating, but it's there, right? And that for me is what Sophia Isabel is when she wears it on her skin is completely different than say when my daughter wears it. And I really like how it smells. It's just very complimenting to them.
Thank you.
It projects, but it only projects at a certain level, which my wife really appreciates. She doesn't like these beast mode fragrances that do the talking for her. That's how she describes it.
That's a good way to put it.
And she rather does the talking. So Sophia Isabel for me is blind buy worthy, and I always tell people it's blind buy worthy. Is amazing. So
thank you.
one
It
of
is
my
our bestseller. It is
it
our
is.
best-selling fragrance. Yes, it is, and
I didn't know.
it's been since day one. And it has this like you said, it's the fruity and the warmth, the citrusy, but it also is like this warm kind of like vanilla sexiness. It's just kind of like it's hard to. I hate using that word sexy because it's so kind of like
So
overused.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're not about that. We're about empowering and feeling good about yourself and everything, but it definitely has that characteristic to it.
It is.
Yeah.
And then Kahana, which is the one I'm actually wearing it.
Me too.
You are? That's awesome.
Yeah, me too.
Sure, keep on going then. So which I'm wearing today, and Kahana took me a while to understand. And it's something that I do think about that a lot. And I have, as part of my process, I create a lot of notes with the fragrances that I'm reviewing. And Kahana had a lot of notes before I was able to understand it. And for me, it was that the opening is loud, right? Like the first 2 minutes of Kahana is like, boom, in your face. It's those white florals, it's that peppery. It's very loud, right? And you're like, oh, so where is this going, right? But I finally clicked on it eventually, right? Like it is like the beach, but it's more about the mineral aspects of the beach for me. It's more about the sand. It's more about those flowers that you do find on the beach that are not necessarily fruity by them. They're not necessarily sweet by themselves. They're a little salty to them. I really like it. The pepper is very noticeable. It's a fragrance that during the day just keeps on performing. So I have zero qualms about the performance on this fragrance. It lasts forever on my skin. And I think it's that white orchid as well. It's a very white floral fragrance that I can actually use, right? Because
it's definitely unisex.
White florals can be hard to pull as a guy, especially a guy with a beard. It's hard to think of a guy with a beard wearing a white floral fragrance, but this is one of the ones that I actually use.
Awesome.
And I'm always reminded of that. I'm always reminded of like the first time it's going to be a little loud. Just wait 2 minutes, and it'll get to where you want it to get. And I think that's the magic of that fragrance. Yeah, I think when everything settles,
we launched in 2021, and Kahana was about people getting back to life, escapism, going back to on vacation, being mindful. I wanted somebody to feel like they were on a beach in Hawaii and Fiji, in somewhere when you get that whiff of flowers and you get the whiff of beach. And so it was really kind of about us coming back after COVID. That was really my inspiration. I wanted people to feel like, give them a big vacation hug, if you will, So
it makes me want to go to Hawaii, that's for sure. It does.
Exactly.
It does make me want to go back to Hawaii.
Exactly. So I just wanted to remind everyone that has joined us that we're going to be giving you a code for 15% off all of our products connected to Xavier, as well as we're going to be doing, I'm going to ask you some really fun questions right now, but some more fun questions, but also we're going to be doing a giveaway, which I'm really excited about. And you don't know about this yet. You
I
don't know
don't.
about what
No,
we're doing.
I'm
Yeah, it's a
excited to hear about
surprise.
this.
Yeah. So here's some fun questions. So if you could unsmell one fragrance, what would it be? I'm putting you on the spot.
That is a really tough question, but that is a really tough question, but I'm gonna give you an answer to that one. So I've always been a big fan of Creed, and to the point that I was sort of like a Creed fanboy for a while. And then one day I smelled Royal Mayfair by Creed, and it reminded me of Vicks VapoRub. So what you put on your skin when you're and I'm not kidding. I think that day my love for Creed started going down a little bit. So I always think of that one a lot. I'm like, I shouldn't have tried that one because it did damage my impression of the house a little bit. And it's hard to remove that association. It's just hard, right? Like it's something that gets on your brain, and you're like, well, you shouldn't judge a house by just one fragrance. But it's like it reminded me of being sick, and therefore, yeah. So I would definitely unsmell that one.
And it's all subjective. I mean, you picked up that note, but you know quite well that somebody else may not pick up. And we get people saying they're picking up notes, and I'm like, I don't know where they got that. You know,
those associations are hard.
It's so subjective. Yeah. Okay, so let's go to another fun question, or maybe more fun. If you were stranded on a desert island, which one fragrance would you bring with you? And I'm not expecting you to say Define Me any of the first stuff, so I'm not trying to egg that on.
Yeah, so I think the one fragrance I would probably bring would be that Amen Mugler. Even though I have fragrances that I prefer, that Amen Mugler is so associated with big parts of my life. I got married with that fragrance. When my daughter was born, I used that fragrance. When my son was born, I used that fragrance. It's associated with so many moments of my life.
It's nostalgic for you.
It is very nostalgic for me, even though I have a lot of fragrances that I actually prefer how they smell. Yeah. That one is the one that I smell, and it's almost like smelling home for me. So that's the one that I would bring.
I love that. Okay, so if you were stranded on a desert island, which one Define Me fragrance would you take with you?
I think it would probably be Kahana.
Wow.
It would be because it pushes me, right? It's the one that takes me through a journey, right? Like Ariel, from the beginning to the end, I smell it, and I stay leveled with it. On Sophia Isabel, I stayed leveled with it. But Kahana kind of pushes me for a while.
Oh, that's so
interesting. I like that. Yeah.
So this is the giveaway announcement. So we're going to be giving 3 bottles, full-size bottles. This is the bottle of Kahana.
Wow.
To take with you, 3 of you watching on your desert island. Yes. Yeah. And awesome. So this is I'm going to tell you what you have to do, but don't leave because you can do this up till like 12 o'clock tonight. So I want you to stay because we have some more really fun questions to ask Xavier. So all you have to do is text Xavier, Xavier, to this number, 71801. And I'm going to announce it again. And that will give you 15% off. And then your name will be put into a raffle. It's not chosen by us or Xavier. It's going to be just done digitally. So 3 of you here are going to win a full-size bottle of Kahana, so you can take it with you on your desert island. Okay, so let's we have a few minutes left, but so I want to let me ask you. I think I could talk to you for like 3 hours, like literally. You're so
I feel the
easy to
same
talk
way.
to about fragrance because you get it, and so fun. So I think I'm gonna do just a fun round of questions. Are
Okay.
you ready?
Yeah.
Just out there because I want people to like get to know who you are more than
Yeah.
just,
Let's do it.
99 bottle scents. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so Beyonce or Rihanna?
Beyonce.
Beyonce. Okay.
Yeah.
Best vacation you've ever taken?
Hawaii with my kids older. We experienced Hawaii we experienced in a different way. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that as a
Yeah.
mom. Donuts or cupcakes?
Donuts. Yeah. Every day.
Donuts.
Yeah.
What's your favorite movie?
Whew, that's a loaded question.
It is a loaded
It is
question.
a that's a loaded question.
Mm-hmm.
I think right now my favorite movie would be The Dark Knight. I really liked the how the characters were created, and I thought Heath Ledger was beyond amazing doing what he did. So for the acting alone, I think that movie for me is my favorite. Yeah,
It's a great
I think
movie.
so. Yeah,
So, what is most used app on your iPhone or your phone? Not everyone has an iPhone. Most used app on your phone.
it would be Instagram by a long shot. It would be I people don't always see this, but in order to do this, you're spending a lot of time on
Mm-hmm.
Instagram. So my daily usage of Instagram is around 2.5 hours to 4 hours
Oh,
uh,
wow.
on the app itself.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah,
But it shows. I mean, your stuff is amazing. It shows that you put a
appreciate
lot of
that.
time and care. So, cats or dogs?
Dogs, yeah, dogs, yeah. No, no
Okay,
question, no question.
here's no question. Here's another one that's kind of might trip you up a little bit. One song you can listen to forever.
So it's a song. There's actually so for the benefit of people who are here and speak English, I'm going to actually do two of them. So there's one in Spanish, which is called Peces de Ciudad, which roughly translate to fishes from the city, and it's from a Spanish singer called Joaquin Sabina. That song I've been listening to since I don't know, in my early 20s, and I continue to listen to it probably like 10 times a week. So I listen to it all
I
the
want to,
time.
now I'm curious.
It's
I
a
want to hear it.
beautiful song, and yeah, it's one of my it's something that it just represents me, that song. And then there is an English song that I listen to all the time, which is "Wish You Were Here" by Pink Floyd. All the time,
Yes.
all the time.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a song that first time I heard it was, I think I was a teenager with the first time I heard it, and it has always been part of my rotation. Um, and it's like fragrance. It's a song that I listen to and it just immediately changes my mood. I can be super stressed. I put that song on. It's like, okay, no, I'm good. I'm good. So
Well, and that is so much fun and amazing. I feel like I know you a little better. I know that you and I, we could talk forever. We have so much to talk about. So I'd love to invite you back at one point
yeah,
to do
for
another
sure.
one of these.
I love this.
Me too, me too. And then you have a YouTube channel that's going to be coming out in the near
Yeah,
future.
yeah,
So please, everyone, follow Javier at 99 Bottled Scents. It's
yeah.
BOTTLED Scents. And he's going to talk about his YouTube channel coming up. And then I wanted to remind everyone to text Javier at XAVIER to 71801, and that will give you 15% off any product on our website. You can
That's
order
awesome.
what we talked about today, but we also have like travel sprays and kits. We have a kit, you can try everything. And then also you will be put into the giveaway. We're going to be giving away 3 bottles of the Kahana full size scent to 3 lucky winners, and they can enjoy that. But thank you so much for
I really
coming. Thank you
appreciate
for
that
being my
giveaway.
host.
I
Yeah.
really appreciate that giveaway. I didn't know about it. I'm super excited. Good luck, everyone. And yeah, let's keep talking about this. I want to talk about more of the fragrances that you guys
Mm-hmm.
have, but also about your process, about how you, because I feel your fragrances are very inspired by something.
Yes.
I would love to learn about those inspirations. So please, yes, do bring me in. And yeah, on my
Yeah.
YouTube channel, it's coming. I'm actually recording my first video between today and tomorrow. I've had a lot to learn
Awesome.
as a nerd that I am.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to just like record a video with my phone and just like put it out in the world. I've been like researching how to do it, researching. I actually bought a microphone for it. I'm getting more and more prepared for it. But yeah, please, it'll be my opportunity to be able to do longer videos in which I do deep dives into the fragrances, deep dives into packaging, deep dives into ingredients, into notes, into all of these things that I believe a lot. I always say that I don't know a lot, but what I know, I share it. So
Mm-hmm.
that would be my opportunity to share everything that I know about this. And as I learn more, be my opportunity to keep sharing.
That is wonderful. And I also wanted to tell everyone that in closing that this Goddess Gang, we're going to keep going. We actually have two really special guests next Thursday and Friday. We'll be talking about our Instagram. Follow us at Define Me Fragrance. We would love to, have you be part of the community. And we have a big, huge announcement happening next
Oh,
Friday.
really?
So
Okay.
stay tuned.
I'll
Yeah.
join for
Yeah.
that.
Come back.
Yeah.
Join us. All right, everyone. And thank you thank you so much, Xavier. It was so
Thank
nice to
you.
get to know
Love
you a little
love
bit better.
doing
And
this.
we look forward to seeing you again. Bye, everyone. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye, everyone.